Hello! If you're absent today, you're going to watch this video and it's going to tell you what to do. While you're watching the video, make sure you have your version of the Pear Deck up so you can interact with each slide. Today is Thursday. They extended semester 1 another week, and so this is the schedule. So I'm going to see you Thursday, Friday's a half day, and we don't have school Monday or Tuesday, and I'll see you Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. This is our last day of science class, and then you'll be in social studies. Today in science, you could skip slide 3. That doesn't apply to you if you're absent. Today in science class, our learning goal is what other forms can energy take? Our key vocab words are mechanical energy, chemical energy, thermal energy, electromagnetic energy, nuclear energy, and electrical energy. This is our greeting that we're going to do. It's a map, and you're going to put the yellow dot on your favorite place in the world and red dots where your family's from. You can skip it if you want, or you can do it. That's fine too. The next slide is a pre-assessment. Oh, I guess I can't see it. The next slide is a pre-assessment. You are going to... let me go here. All right, there we go. Before learning, I want to see what you know. So you're going to tell me something that has chemical energy, mechanical energy, electromagnetic, nuclear, thermal, electrical, and then at the end of the lesson, we'll go back and fill this out and see if we were right. So take a second and do that and pause the video while you're doing it. Okay, first, so we're learning these 6 forms of energy. The first one is mechanical energy, which is all mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic and potential energy. Kinetic energy, moving, potential energy, and we're usually talking about gravitational potential energy, so it's off the ground. Why does a football traveling through the air have mechanical energy? Because it's moving and it also has height. So we can find the mechanical energy by adding kinetic energy plus potential energy. And please pause the video if I'm going too fast. Thermal energy is the total energy of the particles in something, and the total kinetic energy, so how fast those particles are moving. And when we talk about particles, we're talking atoms. And typically when you raise the temperature of something, you're giving it more thermal energy. So I have 2 coffee mugs, same exact coffee, same exact amount of coffee. One is 195 degrees Fahrenheit, one is 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Which one has more thermal energy? It's going to be the hotter one. It's moving faster. Okay, now what about this? We have a small coffee mug and a large coffee mug, and they have the same temperature. Which one has more thermal energy? It's actually the bigger one because there's more particles that are moving. It has more thermal energy. The next one is electromagnetic energy, and this is energy that travels in waves. And depending on how big those waves are, it is a different type of electromagnetic wave, and we use these in everyday life. You'll see that there's radio waves, there's microwaves. We have visible light, which is the tiny little wavelength that we can perceive with our eyes. Any wavelength that's too big or too small, we can't see. X-rays are electromagnetic, and then gamma rays too, which is used to cure cancer, but it also could be harmful if we're exposed to too many gamma rays. All right, we can skip that slide. Slide 13. Electrical energy is the movement of electrons, and to show you what that is, we can control how these electrons flow, and that's called a circuit, and we use it to power things like light bulbs. Anything that uses electricity is using electrical energy. So if you go to intro, you can create a circuit. You could play around with this if you want with a light bulb, and if we connect this and we connect this and we complete our circuit, then the electrons will flow and the light will turn on. All right, next we have, this is just going to tell you make 3 observations about the simulation. And then slide 15, nuclear energy is energy stored in the nucleus of an atom. And then just as a review question, what 2 subatomic particles are found in the nucleus of an atom? Can you remember? Remember, subatomic particles are like protons, neutrons, electrons, which two are found in the nucleus. They are the protons and the neutrons. That's the answer. And there's two ways that this nuclear energy can be released, either by nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. Nuclear fission is when atoms are split, and this is what happens at nuclear power plants, and that's how we get nuclear energy. Nuclear fusion are when two atoms combine, and it releases a ton of energy. This is what happens in the sun. And okay, chemical energy is energy stored in bonds, and that energy is released when those bonds are broken. Great examples are food. In an apple, there's chemical energy, and when you eat it and your body digests it, there's chemical reactions going on that releases that energy, and you use that energy to live. Another example, batteries. We saw that in our circuit. Those batteries convert chemical energy into electrical energy. And coal or other things like oil that we burn for energy. And here's a video link explaining what a calorie is, and your job is to use the word energy to explain what a calorie is. And here's a synopsis. Calories are just a measure of how much chemical energy is stored in food, and you can release that energy every time you eat. The next few slides are just energy form riddles. You can have fun with that. It's just for fun. There's different types of energy. See if you can get those. And then we have to talk about energy transformation. So I'm going to have everyone go to this link, and it's going to open another PhET, and we're going to play around with it. We're going to go to, whoops. I'll fix the link in your presentation. PhET energy transformation. Here we go. You're going to press play. And it will load, hopefully. And you're not going to go to the first simulation. You're going to go to systems. And what we're going to do for a minute is play around and see how we can make energy transform. So you can move the different systems. Giving you the simulation is so that you can see that energy transforms, and we can use that energy to do things like turn on a light bulb or spin a turbine or boil water. And we're going to be talking tomorrow about renewable and non-renewable energy sources that we can use to do things that require energy. All right, when you're done with that, here's some more practice, slide 25. What energy transformation is taking place when gasoline powers a car? If it's gasoline, it has chemical energy. There's energy stored in those chemical bonds. And when you burn it, you combust it, that transforms into thermal energy, which can be used to transform into kinetic energy because the car is moving. Come up with an example of an energy transformation from chemical to thermal. Anytime you're burning something like firewood, that's chemical energy. And when you burn it, it's released into thermal energy. Okay, the last thing you're going to do is go to this Google form, and you can email me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to set up a Zoom with you, and we can go through this. All right, let me know if you have questions. Bye.